tells colleagues he may have to quit if he gets a COVID fine, and asks Lord Falconer to put together a Beergate legal defence team. Legal? Labour leader Keir Starmer has reportedly told colleagues he will have to quit if he gets a COVID fine over the Beergate investigation by Durham police. I find it all very convenient. We've had these elections and now all this comes out, by the way. But nevertheless, he was standing in the window with a bottle of beer in his hand, and he's been banged to rights, and there was some ginger-headed lady there in the background not showing her boat race on camera, but we know who that may have been, even though it was denied at the time. Reports from political website Guido, I never say the right one with that, Faults, suggests Starmer is so concerned about the outcome of the investigation, he has asked Labour peer and former Justice Secretary Lord Falconer to put together a legal defence team. A source told the website Starmer has told people he will have to go if he's fined. Oh dear, oh my. Well, we'll have to see about that. But again, remember these political types. Remember, I will go if they fine me. Let me just write that one down. The news site suggests Starmer's lawyers have said there's a 60% chance he will escape the investigation without a fine. Maybe. But all this publicity, I love it. It comes as the Labour leader has been branded a hypocrite by Conservatives who say he should resign in light of the Beergate probe. Meanwhile, Labour Shadow Health Minister, of all people, Wes Streeting, has called the investigation a desperate attempt by the Conservatives to muddy together events that were a year apart. It may be so, but it's another example of the fact they're eating themselves alive. One side does it, the other side criticises them for doing it, and they're doing it too. How does this look? Not very good. Cabinet Minister Nadhim Zahawi, there's one for you, questioned why Keir was not resigning after the Labour leader had called for Boris Johnson to quit while under investigation over the number 10 party row. I mean, look at this dipstick. Look at him, eh? Hey, there he is, Mr. Keir Cars himself. I wonder how concerned he is deep down, or whether this is just political manoeuvre bollocks, as it always is. Where are we? Oh, here's another one. Yes, here's another one. Look at this. Yes, there he is in his window with his roses, with his bottle of beer in his hand, apparently working. Isn't that lovely? Labour allies of Keir insisted he would be cleared by police, and there was a sharp contrast between him and the Prime Minister. Well, one was seen at a venue with a beer in his hand, and the other one was in the workplace being given cake and alcohol for some reason, both in the work. You can't have one rule for one and one rule for another. They're all falling over themselves. Durham police said they had U-turned on an earlier decision on the case that no offence had been committed after receiving significant new information. Well, it's significant. He was standing at a window drinking, and he was supposed to be at a work meeting. When I've ever gone to meetings in the past, I have a cup of coffee. I get pissed afterwards. Police have not revealed what additional details sparked the probe, but the Times reported a key factor was confirmation Deputy Leader Angela Rayner attended the evening. Yes, there's that ginger person in the background. Labour had previously denied she had been present. Oh, look, more political bullshittery for you, isn't this wonderful? The Daily Telegraph said the so-called Beergate investigation will take up to 6 weeks, with those suspected of having breached lockdown rules due to be sent questionnaires. Let me save you a bit of time here, right? Were you there, yes or no? Did you have an alcoholic drink in your hand, yes or no? Did you have a spoonful of Ruby Murray, yes or no? Oh, really? Well, fines. all this 6 weeks crap and all the rest of it, it's more distraction and shite in my view, but there you go. Where are we? Sir Keir, a former director of public prosecutions, that sounds important, doesn't it, told reporters on Friday in London, having returned from a victory lap around the country following Labour local election successes. Yes, let's paint that up, shall we? He did not believe the event had breached the rules. Well, he would say that to save his own skin. This message was repeated by allies on Saturday, with Shadow Health Secretary Wes Streeting telling the BBC he would not entertain the prospect of Sir Keir resigning over alleged lockdown rules that were broke in April. I have absolute faith and confidence that Keir Starmer did the right thing all along. Party unity, party, oh, fuck off. He's maintained that all the way long he's someone who practices what he preaches. And as I say, the police have looked at this before and found no case to answer. We're confident there'll be a case this time. I think the contrast between Keir and Boris will be even sharper, because I do think it's ridiculous, actually, after everything that we've seen. Boris is still there and Conservative MPs haven't removed him. Sir Keir has called for Mr Johnson to resign because he was under investigation by Scotland Yard. And when asked why the Labour leader was not following his own standard, Mr Streeting said, police looked at this before, they found no case to answer, no action was taken. Hang on a minute, you're at a supposed work meeting, you stop and you have a bloody Will Gear and a bit of Ruby Murray. How's that different to having a bit of birthday cake and a glass of something bubbly in the workplace? There isn't, for fuck's sake. We expect that to be the outcome. Speaking later on Sky News, Mr Streeting branded the allegations a desperate attempt by the Conservatives to muddy together events. And oh, look who's reared their face. Oh, look, it's our friend Diane. Whee! I think Keir's in all sorts of trouble now. She's come out to make comment. Although she too dismissed the probe as a lot sort of hype built up by the Tories, Diane Abbott did say Sir Keir would have to really consider his position if he's handed a fixed penalty. And I think that fella Corbyn came out and said something similar as well. Speaking to LBC this morning, the former Shadow Home Secretary said if he actually gets a fixed penalty, he has to consider his position. I mean, don't think he will. I think this is a lot of hype built up by the Tory press. But if he were to get a fixed penalty notice, he would have to consider his... But that's 3 times she said that. The outlet reported that Miss Abbott denied she had implied he should resign. Speaking to reporters on Friday, Sir Keir said, as I have explained a number of times, we were working in the office. We stopped for something to eat. No party. No breach of the rules. The police obviously have got their job to do. We should let them get on with it. But I'm confident no rules were broken. Labour has been contacted for comment. ... Oh dear, oh dear. They're all at it, aren't they? You see, the way I look at it, it may have been a work meeting in a venue. I'm not quite sure what the venue was. Here, look at this one, right? He can't wait to have it on his toes and get out of there. Look at him running. Way! I like it. A lefty legging it. A legging it lefty. I think there's a nice ring to that. Yes. Okay. They were apparently in a workplace. You go to work, you have a meeting, you have a break, you have something to eat, you have something to drink. Now, in any workplace that I might realise it might be, not necessarily alcohol or anything like that, you usually go down the boozer. Boris, there was cake and there was wine or whatever there was. It was apparently something in the workplace. To me, these seem like two equal problems, two sides of the same coin, the left and the right. So surely what's good for one is good for the other, or forget the whole thing, admit it is the distraction that it really is, and fuck right off. Basically, that's the way I look at it. I don't know what you think of all this charade, but there you go. Anyway, this is the Daily